as I have had no luck recently in my local thrift store. So I did what any reasonable reseller would do if they had access to them, and I went to the outlet, and I'll tell you what, I went crazy in my last trip. What's going on, everybody? It is Brendan. The channel is Dad Planet, and you are watching The One Man Show. So I'm gonna take you along for the ride, and we are really going to shop until we drop at the bins this trip. I'm gonna show you everything that I captured on camera. Then I'll come home and we'll take a look at all of the things that I sourced that trip that I wasn't able to capture on film. Not only that, we're gonna do the bend test on a pair of Danskos, you know, those clogs that have dry rot in them. I'm gonna show you how I do the bend test and why I think it's important to do it this way and not some of the ways you may have seen previously. And then on top of all of that, yes, I sourced another Holy Grail t-shirt, only this is gonna go to one of you. Stay tuned. I feel bad for some of you that live in areas where they don't actively police the customers. Not that they should have to do that, but some of the behavior I've seen is kind of crazy. So I'm very fortunate because our little Columbus crew here, both the staff and the customers, are amazing. We share, we're polite. It doesn't always work. There's always a little bit of drama, but by and large, we have a pretty amazing crew here in Columbus, Ohio. So it's always fun to go to the bins and tear it apart. And that's what I'm going to do. We are going to start it off with a bang. Now, Stussy is, by and large, right now, if we're talking about vintage t-shirts, one of the hottest brands you could be finding if you're outsourcing. This is a vintage, I'm going to say either 80s or 90s. It could be Y2K. Single stitch, double-sided, Stussy t-shirt, crown logo on the top of the tee, and I have seen a recent sold comp for that shirt in gray on Grailed that sold for $105. We're going to talk more about that Stussy shirt towards the end of the video because I am not keeping it. It's going to go somewhere else. But if you are outsourcing, Stussy is an insanely hot brand right now. So please put your radar out for it, and there's lots of shirts selling for $100, $125, $150, $175 for that brand. You're gonna see a lot in the like $20 to $30 range too, but with demand so high, I don't think you have to go that low for certain styles. Certainly not the one that I just found, especially with that $105 sold comp on Grailed. Next item that I'm going to grab here is a REI Peak Value. It's like a nylon shell jacket, windbreaker, parka, whatever you want to call it. It checks all the boxes when you're going to the bins because it's very light. There's a recent sold comp, even with the summer months just passed for the last 90 days, of $30. It's in phenomenal condition. It's well made. It's desirable. If you go a year back, you'll see even a couple more solds on it. So it's like a bona fide bolo, but very clean. And with a $30 comp in the last 90 days, that's what I'll list this at, $30. But REI is another one of those kind of under the radar brands, almost the same in my opinion as like Mountain Hardwear. But Gore-Tex, you can see, vintage. I think that might even be from the 80s, but well-made items are made to last. That one is no exception, $30 on that. So a nice find. But at the bins or at the outlets when you're sourcing by the pound, those light items really add up. You're going to see me grab shorts here in a little bit. We'll talk about that, even though we're kind of getting out of season, but it's always warm somewhere, So as always, if you see a brand that I'm passing up that has good resale value, please call me out on it because I definitely do not know everything. This is a good example of me not knowing everything. So this brand here is Tull, sold at Von Maur. It's brand new with tags. Now, because women's clothing is what I know the least, I'm the least comfortable with it. I tend to not spend a lot of time on it, and so this was a belted jacket that I actually gave to another customer who found a very large Woolrich jacket that was vintage, and she just kind of threw it in my cart, didn't even say anything. And so I saw that while I was sourcing, and I found this and I gave this to her because it's belted, it's in fabulous condition. I don't know if you call that a shawl collar for that jacket right there, but I didn't keep that, and at $92 brand new, should be able to get $40 for that. on the resale market. Again, I don't know. I didn't really run comps on that, so passed on those 511s because they were unhemmed, although they would probably still sell. But we share a lot. We give deals out all the time here between us at the bins at this location. That's what makes it so awesome. But yeah, if that thing was worth $1 million, I'm happy to turn it over to her. Next item here, I've never seen these before. A pair of very vintage Levi's. San Francisco tag. I saw a keyword. One of the keywords they used was aviator. It's got like a little airplane or something, birds in the tag. We'll see the tag again here before I put them in my cart. But the comparables are sort of all over the place. I've already washed these. They came out nice and clean. As you can see, there's like a few stains that did come out in the wash, so that was great. These are a men's size 31. They're not the like bell-bottom flares, but they are sort of bootcut style. That stain came out, so that was awesome. But I have never seen these before. Orange tab. I mean, I thought I was like, oh my God, do I have a 200-300 pair of Levi's? I don't really know. And if you're an expert in Levi, I know there's sources out there that you can check these things on, but I know I was excited to find those because of how old they were. So that was an exciting find. $50 to $100. I will probably be aggressive and price mine at $50 once they are listed. That of course is if I list it at all, because a lot of these items will also end up in wholesale boxes for other resellers. So if that's something that you are in need of, boloplanet.com is the place to go for that. But that was a cool pair of pants. I was excited about that. We're going to move over to the shoes. Now, I've already done a bunch of sourcing when the shoes come out, so this is like the second trip around for me, and you'll see everything at the end. It's kind of funny. I thought this was a pair of Hey Dude shoes. They were not, but the next pair was. So this is a pair of Hey Dude Wally Freeze. These are a size 14, which is amazing for pre-owned resale when we're talking about eBay. For those of you that are familiar with cleaning them, my cleaning method is pillowcase, wash, Dawn, cold cycle. But that fabric feels very, very light and very thin, so I'm afraid to wash them because I don't want that fabric to shrink. If anyone has experience washing Hey Dudes, please let me know if putting them in the wash is okay. Otherwise, I'm going to have to find a different method because they do need to be cleaned up just a little bit, but I've never washed a pair, and so I'm hesitant to do that because I don't want to ruin them. Pair of Hokas here, way too much wear and way too soiled on the top for my blood, so I passed up on those, but please let me know if you guys are versed in cleaning those Hey Dudes. Next pair of shoes here. Now this is a Danish brand. This brand is Duck Feet. I have never seen this brand before. These were heavy, and the style here is called Shaland, and it's a desert boot. The color is bio, and if you go to their website, they have a US website. These are $240 brand new. They are a size 39, and I'm going to list these for $120. I might take the laces out and wash them, but these are phenomenally, well, I mean, they're incredible. They're very well made. They were a little bit on the heavy side, and they looked like they had excellent resale value. So that was an amazing find. And this is, again, these are the picked over shoes at this point. So to have them still sitting in there was a real blessing. Pair of Uggs, I don't know if I even noticed the other one, so I just passed on that. But then I found a pair of Merrell. These are Moab Earth. They're men's size 9.5. Lots of comps in the $40 to $50 range. I will probably price those at $45. That was a fantastic find here. These gyros would have been great too, but they had way too much wear on the bottom. So those were basically on their last leg. So I passed up on those, but what a great find for the Duck Feet. So please keep your eye out for those. And again, you will see all of the rest of these plus everything that I didn't get on camera towards the end of this video. So we're moving right along, and I'm not doing too bad. When I say I went off, I absolutely went off this trip. I feel like there are over 40 items in total, so there's a lot to catch up on when we get to the end here. But moving right along, anytime I find an item, it's like concert or festival related here, I think to myself, somebody at this event this weekend in 2017, they met their husband, they met their wife. There's something nostalgic about it that's going to make it valuable to someone. So This was the music festival from 2017. Hangout Festival items sell. I haven't seen like an ombre style hoodie sold in the last 90 days, but I'm still picking that up and I'm still going to list it for $35 for the reasons I just mentioned. So that is in the cart. And then the next thing I find right here after this is a Lululemon. The style on this one is Tech Peak. It's a men's shirt. I think maybe it's an XL or 2XL. Gray. This is an easy $35. I actually thought it was Roback because of the stripes on the back of the collar. That's like a signature Roback design item or design style. But Lululemon, I mean, you can't beat that. That's a very happy compromise because Roback's, $80, $90 pre-owned on some of the ones, some of the styles that are sold out. So a very lucky find there. And so much Old Navy and so much Gap in all of these bins. It is crazy. I think this was a Victoria's Secret something or other, but again, I passed up on those. I did not, however, pass up on these. So this is obviously a pair of Chubby's board shorts. They've got little pineapples on them. They are white. If you look at the top here, they're like a little bit discolored at the top, so I haven't washed them yet, but I'm hoping that will come out in the wash, although I do not think by any means that will deter somebody from buying them. There is a sold comp, same exact pair, style at least, for $32, so let's just call that $30 without having putting them through the wash yet. Some of these items I have washed, some of them are in the process, so $30 on those. But again, even coming out of season, I'm grabbing those because they probably cost me 30 cents. These I left behind, even though they're brand new, Old Navy Youth. The MSRP on them was $25. Yeah, yes, it's brand new with tags, but I mean, what could you sell them for? $10, $15? I mean, I don't know how to mark that up. So I left that behind, and this looked like a nice little vintage dress here, but I don't think Laura Ashley is a Bolo brand, so passed up on that. But yeah, we are doing really, really well. Now let's take a look at some of the items at home. Here's the Levi's again. You saw those. They've come out nice and clean. What did I say? I think maybe $50 on that pair here. All right, the next pair that I sourced is a pair of Lucky Brand 410 Athletic Slim 36-32. Just a very basic pant. We're gonna say $25 for resale value on those. The next pair, again, I'm not real familiar with women's, so sometimes I hit home runs and sometimes I don't. Adriano Goldschmied, is that how you pronounce that? Ballad Slim Boot. These pants are in really good condition, especially at the bottoms, but it seems like the longer the inseam on these, the less money you get for them. So I think probably I'm gonna have to be aggressive and say $20 on those. Next pair here, a pair of Carhartt pants. These the Carpenter ones? Yeah, a pair of Carhartt Carpenter pants. They are probably worth $20 resale, style number 103327-966. Wheelhouse size 34-34. We're gonna call those $20. Next pair of pants I grabbed was Lucky Brand, but these were 221 straights. They are also a size 36-32, probably the same owner as the other pair here. I am going to list these ones for $25. They seem to sell a little bit better than the previous pair that I just featured there. Next pair here, a Mistake Social Standard by Sanctuary. I had these in the bottom of my cart and I forgot to check. This is not a Bolo at all. These are going to be redonated. I don't think there is any value on those pants. So those are gonna go back to Goodwill. Got to show you my mistakes as well. And then the last pair of jeans, another pair of Carhartts. These ones are gonna sell in the $20 to $25 range. Style number here, 101483-968, also at 34-34. Again, very good condition. Bread and butter item right there, $20. Right, you guys saw the Chubbies, so still gotta throw those into the wash. Again, we're gonna call those $30. Here is a Bolo brand I want you to be on the lookout for. I think it's UB. Let me take a look at the tag here. EUBI, and then these have like a little avocado on the side here. They are a men's medium. This is actually a $25 pair of shorts right here. So another look at the back of the tag. This was a great find, and I saw this, it looked unique, picked it up. What do you know, 25 bucks later, we got a good pair of shorts. Next is a pair of Lacoste board shorts. I looked at comps and I saw a blue pair that had sold recently that was like the same style. I haven't seen the black style sell, but again, very, very light. I still believe based on comps that I can get $25 for these shorts. They are a men's large, so that was a nice pickup there. And then your standard bread and butter Carhartt relaxed fit cargo shorts here. These are consistent sellers, and I think I can get $20 minimum for them. They are a size 34. In total, I sourced 12 pairs of shoes. So this is a pair of New Balance Minimus Trail. These are very, very popular. Good looking soles. Those are gonna go for $40. Next is a pair of Nike Tangen sandals. These are pretty consistent sellers as well. $15, I think I can ship those first class. Next is a pair of Olakai. The style here is Ohana. These are a men's size 11. This is a no-brainer pickup for me. They will sell between $30 to $35. I'm not sure if they can ship first class. I gotta weigh them again because I don't really remember if I can get it under a pound. But $30 on the bottom end for those. Great pickup there. Brooks, these have already been washed. They're Ghost 13s, but I'm not really satisfied with the way they came out. I don't know if you can see that here because of the time that I'm shooting this, but I've already put them through the wash. They've got to go through probably one more time. These are going to take a little bit of work. If I can't get them clean, I'm going to have to sell them for $15. They are still most certainly wearable. I just thought they would come out a little bit better than they otherwise did. Next pair is a pair of kids Crocs, white with a little rainbow chevron pattern on the side here. These are super cute. $15 on those. Next, another pair of Crocs. These are called the Mammoth. They're like Sherpa lined. I washed these. I'm not 100% satisfied with how they came out because you can see where the holes are. Like I put my foot inside this, even though they're a little bit too small for me, and they felt fine, but I'm just not 100% satisfied with how they look because the Sherpa came inside out after I washed them, and so I'm trying to like force this back in here. So we'll have to see. I might have to just price those at $15 and then maybe disclose that they're a little bit bunched up here, even though your foot goes in there fine. Who knows? Next is a pair of Teva. These are Tanzas. I love this brand. This is such an under the radar brand for me. I think these are men's size 11. Soles are in excellent condition. These are always passed up on, and I always pick them up. Those are gonna go between $25 and $30. Next is a pair of Nike. These are Revolution 5s. I think I'm going to wash these one more time as well. So they've got a little bit of dirt still left. The soles are in pretty good condition, and these have very good resale value too. Pretty consistently, we're looking at $30 for those. There's the Hey Dudes that we saw before. I'm gonna do the bend test on these Danskos here in just a second. These are like tweed clogs, size 38. 30 bucks, but we're gonna do the bend test on those because a lot of people are afraid that these soles will dry rot. So we're gonna look at that in just a second. You guys saw the duck feet. You also saw the Merrells. All right, so the biggest mistake I see people make when it comes to doing the bend test for shoes is you're bending the sole all the way from the tip or the toe to the heel. Now, if you do that, if you bend it in that manner, it's bound to crack. Most soles are going to crack because they're not built to sustain that type of bend. And at any rate, that's not how your foot goes, right? So why would you put it through that type of strain? I'm gonna show you how I do the bend test, especially for a pair that is known to dry rot and crack, and show you just how far I think it's acceptable to go, at least with this pair of Danskos, when you're doing the bend test. So if I have any wisdom to impart with you, it's don't bend them so far. Bend as much as like your foot would give, or even a little bit more, and that is acceptable for resale. Let's take a look. We're gonna bend this. We're not gonna go all the way with it. We're just gonna bend it just enough, right? That looks pretty good. This looks solid. I don't see anything cracking. I don't hear any cracking. Okay, you can see that? That looks good to me. Let's try the other one just to make sure. Bend this one as well, right? That's a pretty good bend. no cracks, okay? Soles look good. Let's do it one more time. You see how much I'm giving there? There you go. Perfect. Guys and girls, does it get any cuter than this? This is Sylvia White for Nordstrom, a little 2T sailor dress. This was adorable. I mean, you know, what can I tell you? I think I can probably get, I'm gonna say in between $20 to $30 for that little dress. Just beautiful and in excellent condition. Next is just your standard vacation resort t-shirt, Margaritaville, Cozumel, size XL. This is $15, has a really nice vibrant graphic on the back, the parrot, the whole 9 yards. 15 on that. This is the Lululemon shirt that you did see. And next I grabbed a New with Tags Disney tank. It says We Rule, has some of the princesses on there, Jasmine, Snow White. I think is that Cinderella too? And brand new with tags, a size large, says goodbye on the back. Super cute, $15 on that. This was like the biggest surprise to me because there is a recent sold comp for this Pearl Izumi jacket for $80 with free shipping. So when I see something like that, it means, okay, I'm gonna list mine for $75 to $80 and charge shipping because I can definitely get this first class. But it's obviously Celestial seasonings and front and back in phenomenal condition. Picked it up because it was Pearl Izumi and it was light, but I had no idea that this was a $75 to $80 bolo. So that was an amazing pickup. Next, RuPaul Butch Queen shirt from Pacific. This is a really well-made shirt. It's very, very soft. I'm gonna list this for $40. I know there's a market for it on the higher end, so I don't see any sold comps that look like this for the last year, or at least the last 90 days. So I'm putting $40 on that. That is very clean. There's the Hangout tee. Next thing I pick up, I know you guys are gonna dog me for this since I live in Columbus, Ohio, but Nike Dry Fit 2XL Michigan. Michigan State outsells Michigan for me like 2 or 3 to 1. So I'm not even sure why I picked this up, among other reasons, but $20 for that. Next is a Ralph Lauren Denim and Supply. It's got a little bit of a hole right here, but it is a boyfriend t-shirt, little American Indian graphic right here. I still think that there's a market for this, probably at around 15 bucks. Next thing I grabbed was this Delta 5050 vintage shoebox sweatshirt. It says Define Good, super cute. You know, I'm gonna throw this thing in the wash, even though it looks like it's pretty good, but we're gonna say between, I don't know, $15 to $20 for that. And then Stussy, I value this again at $100, but I am putting this in a, wholesale lot for one of you folks to purchase. We'll talk about that more in a minute. This is the vintage Woolrich chore jacket, field jacket that the young lady tossed in my cart. It is a 3XL. That's a fabulous size. Style 33802. It's got a plaid interior in excellent condition. I value this at a minimum $75 because there are some sold comps, maybe not necessarily in gray, for around that, like $80 to $90. I think $75 is certainly fair. I could probably push this to 100 because it's a 3XL, but there's that. And then just a couple of like really small bread and butter items. An LED light set. 19 of these currently listed. 13 have sold in the last 90 days. $15 on that. And then Robin and Ruth, just this little crossbody bag that I thought was cool. There's like 340 of her bags, crossbody bags, currently listed, and 80 have sold in the last 90 days. So it's not, this isn't something that, you know, I would suggest everybody grab, but you know, it was light, Canada, maybe there's a market for it for somebody at some point. $15 for that. Are you guys exhausted after that like I am? There were so many bolos in that video. So I spent a total of $89, and the total listed value of everything in this video comes to just over $1,200 at $1,205. Thank you so much for tuning in. Brendan here, Dad Planet, the One Man Show. Hit that like button if you liked what you saw or you learned something today, and then always consider becoming a member of the Dad Planet family by subscribing and hitting the bell notification icon so that you know every single time I upload a video. to YouTube. But that is it. That is all I have for you. The Stussy shirt is in bulk lot number 5, boloplanet.com. Thank you again.